We are the one, the light in the dark. One heart, one world, one spark. We are the one, together we rise. One dream, one voice, one sky. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Women Empowered Across the World. This is our podcast, and I have the most amazing host with me today. I have Jackie Zaccoli, my right arm, and she resides in Arizona, but oh my goodness, she is over the globe. And you do want to reach out to her about the GEN Network, Global Impact Network. If you've not been to her network, you want to get there. Okay. And then I have Chenere. She's known as Chi Chi, but I love her name, Chenere. So Chenere is she resides in California and she's global, guys. She is doing water projects in Africa. And then I have Pat, and Pat is in my YEA program. She's been a coach. She is stepping up and being a host here, and she resides in Texas, and she is doing several projects right now. So, and guys, I'm Carol Witt. I'm the founder and the director of YEA Global. We just went into 82 countries. 46 of those are in Africa. And we teach mindset is the biggest deal and the 7 pillars for thriving. And we are so excited to have Shawn come join us today as our guest. Get ready for an amazing story, guys. Get ready to be inspired and empowered around her life. Shawn, come join us.
Thank you so much, Carol and Jackie and Chinnery. And I have to say, Chinnery, I love the name. It's beautiful. And Pat, welcome.
Thank you.
Just all of you in here and knowing some backstories and what you're doing in the present that is impacting the future is just absolutely incredible. So for me, this is a huge honor to be invited here today to share a little bit about myself and my own journey. So thank you to each and every one of you. So coming on and knowing I'm sharing about myself, I will say that my journey started at a very young age. I grew up, my father was not actively involved when I hit my teen years, but my life started my journey when I was 8. I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I remember telling my parents, I want to earn my own money so I can buy the things that I want and need. Not because I came from a family that couldn't afford it. It was in my way, I just knew that I wanted my own freedom, but I didn't understand because I was 8, the words are a little bit different. So I actually started my own car washing business. I will be 50 this year, so figure we're going back a day or two. And I used to charge $10 a vehicle. That was a lot of money back then. And they were all the big Bronco trucks that you needed your big 8-foot ladders. And yes, so you see a little 8-year-old running around the neighborhood with a ladder and buckets and all of that. And I had my route. And that was when I was happiest. I was making money. I was contributing to the family. My mom was a homemaker. She was everything that you would want in a mom at that time. And I had a younger brother. Kind of fast forwarding behind the scenes, though, while I was very close and very much our family was about family, my dad was extremely abusive. I will say I was fortunate. I got the physical side of the abuse as opposed to the mental and verbal that my mom and my brother received. Some of those scars, they're unseen scars, and you can't see them where a bruise heals itself. And so at a certain point, my dad removed himself, and he actually wanted no relationship with me simply because I looked like my mom. And I'd always try for the approval. And his philosophy was women are only as good as what a man makes them to be. That was hard. And yet I am so thankful and grateful to have my father tell me that women are not meant to be anything other than a woman in the home. Because here's what he gave me. He gave me the opportunity to be around him and his guy friends in the garage, in the front yard, and I would listen. I would listen to what they would talk about. I would watch what they would do. I learned about auto mechanics. I learned about yard work. And the aha moment I had at 13 when my parents divorced with my dad coming to pick my brother and I up for the first time. It was a fresh divorce, still wanted to be in the life at that time, but didn't last long. And I opened the front door, and I'll never forget, he looked over his right shoulder at the grass. We had real grass back then. And he says, "Oh, I see your mother hired a landscape service because we had the greenest grass on the block." That blade was perfect. It was perfectly edged. And I looked at him and I said, "Yeah, she hired your daughter." That's when I knew that I can be whatever I wanted to be. I remember hearing my dad telling my mom that in 6 months she would be standing in a welfare line. And those services are often needed. My mom took a different direction from being a housewife to getting her real estate license. By 13, I was wearing business suits and high heels, and I had my hair and my makeup done, and I would go show properties with her. I'd have the keys and the codes, and I would open up the house while she was talking to the buyers. I would go through and close everything up. The agents in the office started hiring me to do work in the office for them. I learned about marketing campaigns. I learned about showing properties. I learned how to cold call because, see, I couldn't talk about real estate, but my mom's specialty was turning expired listings into fresh new listings and closing deals. She specialized in mobile homes on land, and not just the mobile homes themselves. She was known as the mobile home queen, and she would sell the complete parks. Here was another opportunity. I was learning. She taught me how to pick up a phone, have no fear, how to talk to a seller who was upset that their home didn't sell. I couldn't talk to them about their property per se, but I learned how to relate to an adult because they didn't know how young I was on the phone. And that's the gift that a lot of people don't get at such an early age. So what happened when the market crashed? My mom had no college education. She was a housewife for many years, and she knew real estate. She did the only thing possible. There was a cleaning company. Her broker says it's not licensed, it's not insured. It was your traditional, get a couple of ladies together, some mop buckets, and go clean some homes. I love my mom, but she's not a house cleaner. And I was too young. But again, an opportunity presented itself where I had to hide my age. I had to learn how to integrate in an adult world. I was hiring, I was doing payroll, I was interviewing, I was scheduling clients, I was doing bids. I would go out on job sites with her and I would walk the properties, commercial properties. I was running crews. Now my crews, as I started to get a little bit older, and some of our properties, we had this one, I'll never forget. It was a big account. It was Section 8 apartment housing, and it was in a very rough area in Las Vegas, which is my hometown where I grew up. And I had a family. I hired an entire family that they were this crew that was assigned to this property because their backgrounds. We needed strong individuals, strong personality types because of the type of property it was. And they were a biker family, tattooed, long beards. If you were watching some of the biker shows on TV, Sons of Anarchy, that was my crew. I was 16 years old. And I remember going out on a property And one of the guys says, not letting you into this unit. It's bad. They had done some animal sacrifices in there. Keep in mind, I was young. Said, okay. Well, the complex gave us a huge amount of properties to flip in 24 hours. My crew wound up recruiting others that had been apparently 86 off the property. One of the biggest known drug dealers turned to cleaning on his hands and knees. That night, he was off the streets, not selling drugs to the local kids or to whoever else. He actually earned his paycheck. And I hired that crew to do that. Didn't know they were going to recruit from the property. That was oh, by the way, that's not the point. The point is, a kid was coordinating. There isn't anything I hadn't seen or heard. I learned about domestic violence. I learned about girl parties, fun parties, if you ladies know what I mean. Lots of batteries involved. And I'm going, what is this? I was opened up to a whole new world. I lived in a transient city. I would see these young women come from these small outlying farming communities in like Iowa, and they'd be sweet. And I knew that if I sent them into one of my clients' homes who had alternative lifestyles, what's Las Vegas known for, pole dancing and escorts, I knew that if I sent them into one of my clients' homes like that, it would be within 2 months, they would be on a pole themselves.
Mm.
They'd wind up with some type of an addiction. I learned that at an early age.
Mm.
Here's the thing, all of this knowledge, all of this experience, I've started businesses from scratch, grassroots. I've started businesses with a strong financial backing. But here's my weaknesses. I can make money all day long. I can make it with my eyes closed. But I have to have an excellent team of accountants and bookkeepers and CPAs and all of those professionals because that's not my forte. Counting and I am not a numbers person when it comes to the financial side of how to do the budgeting. I don't want to know. I just want to make the money and have the teams put in place to protect me. But because I've been so driven my entire life, my identity was tied to showing my self-worth that I can do it. If I was making somebody else money and I was doing my job, I was in the best graces of those people, my mom included. My identity that I thought was mine was not. My identity was owned by everybody else that I gave it to because I worked hard. I wanted everything perfect because that's what I knew to be the truth. And the fact is, it wasn't. I spent a lot of time going through my adult years. Some of my personal relationships failed. That's why I have been married 3 times, and I have a baby daddy who I've been co-parenting with for 17 years, never married. I used to be embarrassed by that until I realized that's okay. And my husband, who I have now, we've been married coming on 11 years, and he understands me. And it was also because of my husband that I actually was able to break down, tear down my shield, my warrior self, and I am standing there with my warrior shield up in hand. I couldn't contain everything I bottled up for years. Inside, I was angry, even though I wore a smile. It was hard as nails. I had a lot of expectations around the people around me because of I did the same thing myself. I never asked anybody to do something I wouldn't do myself. But here's the fault that I have that I had to learn. I run at a different pace. And I had to learn that everybody else runs on different paces. I had a life change a few years back. I stepped out of my life. Husband said, I support you fully. Put people in place. I stepped down as CEO for a little bit from our company. And I found myself, and it wasn't that I was necessarily finding myself, it was I gave myself permission to be me. Sometimes that's messy, sometimes it's not. and I would do it all over again. So when I look at my life, I have always had the skill set of being there for others and holding space, but I didn't know that it was called holding space. I didn't understand that my gifts that I was born with, which I am a medium, I have all the different clairs. I had to learn why I was feeling overwhelmed for so long. It was because I was not living who I was supposed to be and who I am today. And so I work with people on personal levels in my business, but I own Infinite Core Coaching. I work with clients all over the world. I'm an instructor as beyond having our business. I'm an instructor at the Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, which I am a graduate as well, and I'm a practitioner. And I teach young entrepreneurs coming into their fields how to start their companies. And the community that my husband and I built, which I am the CEO of, our umbrella is iNet Alliance. And under that is Network Together. So we offer networking in person and online across the world. It started out as a small little networking group in Queen Creek, Arizona. Back then, it was the biggest highlight was cornfields and cow tipping. Not like that now. Now it's one of the fastest growing cities, right? Well, I put on events of all sizes, all natures. I'm excited because we have our Women's Multicultural Leadership and Impact Summit happening in Scottsdale, Arizona on April 24th. And we have people coming from all over to be at this summit. And why the women's impact? Why the multicultural? Because I believe that when we stop tearing each other down, and we come together regardless of the color of our skin, regardless of our upbringings, regardless of our industries, when we literally say what we're going to do, which is as women, we lift each other up, show up. So those are the people that are showing up to say, I am tearing down these borders and I am building bridges and we're coming together. And that's why this event is so important. That's why Jackie and I align so well, because it's not just about a single person. It's about the collective.
Mhm. Wow. Wow. Shawn. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, my my eyes are watering right now.
It's
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank you for the life that you have shared with us and with our listeners. And oh my goodness, it's so inspiring to know that you had an entrepreneurial spirit.
You
Oh my
think?
at a very young age. Oh, you are right after my own heart, my dear. I had babysitting, a whole babysitting network, okay, at 12, 11. So yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, and I
Uh,
love championing those kinds of spirits. Oh my goodness, I love that. Okay, so guys, questions for Shawn. So I have a question for you. I'm gonna jump in real quick. So my question is this, Shawn. You've got a lot of things that you are doing that you are taking on, and I know that passion drives us. I know that our passions drive us. Is there anything that you are passionate about that you haven't done yet that you want
hmm,
to do?
hmm,
I
good
want to
point.
hear it. I want to
Hmm.
I can truly say that what I'm passionate about, I'm actually putting it, doing action, it's in motion. Motion is action, action is motion. And so I am an action person next to being a strategist. I've been a foster parent, serving, my daughter's adopted. I've been able to give back to communities. I give time, do a lot of volunteer work. I work with individuals like I have a client right now. She's 76 years young, and I am helping her to emotionally stabilize. And now she's looking at where do I go in my life purpose?
oh,
Everything
Wow.
I'm doing now. I don't have anything that I'm trying to attain because I'm not putting the expectations out there on myself. Because if I do that, I'm future forward and I'm pulling away from the present and the present moment.
Got
Mm.
it.
I
Beautiful.
like that. I
Beautiful.
like that. I like
Um,
that.
well, I just turned 71, so I am future driven.
Me too.
I am now wanting to create something that outlast me, my legacy. So that's why I was asking the question if there's something that's like really burning for you that you want to take on. But I get you are doing what it is you want to do right
Yeah,
now.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
working on a book series. My husband and I own our publishing company. We publish our own books, but we publish other people's. But I have one that I'm working on, and it's coming out. It's the Living Architecture. It's six pillars of human wholeness. We're all whole, but sometimes certain aspects, think about our energy, think about our emotions, our spirit, our body. Sometimes we just need a little refresh, dust out the cobwebs, some new
Mhm.
tools in our toolbox. And so it's a trilogy series that I'm working on.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Chenray, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yes, yes, I do. Wow. For 50, I'm just right above you. That's quite an accomplishment. And to say the least, because when you say when you were 8, you were already washing cars. When you are an entrepreneur, it starts from early on. Because when I was younger, I used to always have something going on. And I think that's why, even till today, there's always something light bulb going off at any point in my life. But what I really take from this is the fact that you took a story that could have gone south and brought it home. The fact that even with the divorce and all, you became your mother's pillar. That's what you did. You became the neck for your mother, right? Because in a marriage, the man is the head, the woman is the neck. So you became your mother's neck. And when your father walked up and said, "Wow, your mother hired a lawn cleaner," you say, "Yeah, it's your daughter." That is really, I think you have more pillars to unleash. Your brilliance, you still have a whole lot to unleash. And tell me a little bit more about your multicultural network because I have a Central Valley Black Chamber of Commerce that I started. And again, it came from, ideas and trying to help other businesses promote themselves. And one of the things that we are facing right now is this, DEI can do this. Even as Black, we want to change certain words so we can get funding. Tell me how your multicultural networking work because I love that idea as a woman of color and having someone else look at it beyond my own scope. That's impressive.
Thank you. Well, my husband is Hispanic, and so we're a biracial couple, technically.
Yes.
And I say technically because he's half Hispanic and he's half Welsh, but his mom and his grandma Hispanic. And we have friends of all different ethnicities. And what prompted me that really, I mean, I host women's events every year. Jackie's been part of them for some time. But this last one I was at, I'm looking around the room and we're there, we're supporting each other, but the demographics were heavily swayed to one side. And I'm looking, going, something's off. Something's off. We partner with the East Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We partner with the Asian Chamber of Commerce, um, and talking to others. And I started doing research, Jenny, and realized there's not a place where this type of event has existed. So I am reaching out. I do have actually a partnership that I'm looking for, and I'd love to extend a conversation of how we can come together and work because these conversations are about wealth and redefining who we are, blending our cultures. What are resources that are out there that maybe we don't know? and pulling. And so this is a flagship event, that one that I would like to, and my goal is to see it 3 times a year, but across the United States, because not everybody can travel real far. And so I think this is the beginning of something that can be a lot more than what it is right now. And that is the goal. So I love a conversation.
Absolutely. Love that. Love that. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. So, Jackie, you have a question?
Well, Chi-Chi, you took it away from me. Because you and Shawn definitely need to be joined at the hip. Chi-Chi's had her own conferences. I have been at those conferences, literally, not as a speaker, but as a worker bee. And
Yeah, she
we had
did.
so much fun, so much fun.
Yes.
And where Shawn's coming from, and I think you both have different backgrounds, totally different backgrounds, but not. I mean, the commonalities are so strong. Chi-Chi has a huge support with women in her area, in the Patterson area. You just did a conference too, right, Chi-Chi?
Yes, I did. Symposium, yes.
It was pretty good size, was it?
It was, yes.
Yeah, okay. So I think Chi-Chi's a little farther along, if you were to say that, than Shawn, because Shawn's just in the reality stage and really starting to move with that. And all that's to say that both of you can gain a lot from each other. Shawn and I have never talked about really working on this summit together. Maybe we're going to have to do that more I think about it. But my question, I guess, which is more to the point, why did you open your mouth? Okay, my question, my question. What can you tell? We've got women all over the world, survivor mode, in all kinds of areas. What would you say to be able to, besides have them join YEA, what would you say to them that would help them perhaps? I think maybe your message might go to those that do not have type A personalities like yours, to be able to help them, assist them to come out of themselves and to actually be who they want to be. I mean, it's been what, has it been 2 years really that you started with your actual business yourself, right? That's when that big opening was, as far as I recall. It's been about 2 years. What would you say to them? Is there anything that can help them to grow now instead of going through the traumas that you have had?
Excellent question, Jackie. And yes, the best advice I can give is, if you're listening to this right now and any one component, only one, that's all you need is one, you feel a connection to, then that is your invitation to reach out to one of these ladies here, Carol, Jackie, Chinere, Pat, and say, I want to know more. When you feel that little twinge in your body, somewhere in your body, where are you feeling it? Is it in your chest? Is it your throat? Is it your legs? Maybe you do hear something in your mind. Any little sign within you that feels different in some way, that is your calling to learn more.
So, Shawn, I want to learn more.
Well, you're already in her book, Carol.
Out.
You're in the Art of Connection book. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely reaching out. I want us to talk and see what we might create. I'm super excited about bringing you to other countries, opening some doors for you in other countries for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that very much. Thank you. And thank
Absolutely.
you to all of you. I mean, each of you are very powerful in your presence, in your words, in your passion, showing up for others. Sometimes it's not always easy, even when we don't feel our 100% best.
Wow.
Stepping up and being there
Thank
speaks
you.
volumes.
Thank you for being an amazing guest, Jackie. Once again, thank you for bringing an amazing guest. And our host, thank you for the questions and how you engage. Thank you. It's what makes this podcast. Thank you so much. Um, Guys, if you love these episodes, please subscribe to our channel. And we're all out on LinkedIn, so reach out to us if you'd like to be a guest on our podcast. There's no script here. This is just you sharing your story and inspiring many women out there that needs just to be inspired and a leg up. This is us coming together as as unity, as women that want to support other women out there in the world. And it's a missing in a lot of places. So please join us. Your network is not ours. So please repost when we post these out on LinkedIn. Get Shawn out there. Let people know who she is and what she's about. And we'll make sure that we put her information in the show notes so you'll be able to reach out to her also. It was absolutely a pleasure having you on, Shawn, and really and truly getting to meet you and hear your story. Guys, we do one on Mondays and two on Friday. Please join us again. And guys, we all deserve to thrive. Let's do it together. Bye, everyone.
Right.
There's no divide, peace and